Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to take a look at your Bazi chart and see whether you have what it takes to be a business owner. I get this question a lot from people who kind of are playing with the idea of starting their own thing but are a little bit unsure. So instead of always asking me, why don't you just learn how to check this for yourself in your Bazi chart? Let me show you how. Now, first things first, of course, you do need to plot your Bazi chart. So go to the link here below on this slide. I'm also putting it in the description to this video. So you just copy, paste, and then plot your chart. Now, ideally, plot your chart with your time of birth if you know, because this gives us a much better indication of what kind of energies you have in your chart. So plot the chart and then you will get a Bazi chart that looks fairly complex, but don't get overwhelmed. Just scroll all the way down. At the bottom of the chart on the right-hand side, you will see this diagram. It's called the 10 profile strength chart. This is what we are looking at here, the 10 profile strength chart. It's all the way at the bottom of your entire Bazi chart on the right-hand side. And within this, we are only looking at the natal distribution. We are not concerned with the annual distribution at all. This is something that we use for a different type of analysis. So just look at the natal chart, all right? Now, within this natal distribution, we are also only concerned with the first four or with the top four profiles. Yeah, so this box here. This is what we're looking at. We are not concerned with this. Just check what you have up here in the first four. Look what's written in the brackets. Yeah. Hurting officer, eating god, indirect wealth, direct officer in this particular example. So we are just looking at the top four of the natal distribution. This will tell us what exactly it is that what the strengths, what kind of strengths you have and whether they actually pertain to being a business owner. All right, so let me just make this look a little bit nicer here. All right, this is what we're looking at. Just check here. All right, and then just look at what you have in the top four. All right, now for business owners, we kind of do want to see an indirect resource. Yeah, this particular person here does not have indirect resource. If you want to be a successful business owner going forward in period 9, indirect resource is basically almost a must. Because with indirect resource, you have a competitive edge. You know what the market wants. You're very quick at seeing the market trends or foreseeing the market trends. You just have a gut feeling about it. And this becomes more and more important because the markets and the economy, they're just moving really quickly, especially as we are entering period 9. So indirect resource, ideally, we want to see this as high up as possible. Now, we also want to see indirect wealth. So this person here has indirect wealth up there in the top four. If you have indirect wealth up there in the four profiles, basically you're considered a little bit of a rebel. Yeah, you're faster than anybody else. You tend to be able to take a risk without thinking too much about it. You're a great business person and you have a good eye for opportunities. Without indirect wealth, people tend to just think a little bit too long, procrastinate about taking a decision. And then once they are finally ready to take the decision, it's too late. So you really need indirect wealth up there as well. Now, hurting officer here for this particular example, we have it all the way on the first profile, in the strongest profile, is also very important because this is all about branding and marketing. Now, if you own a business but you're not at all involved in the branding and marketing aspect of it, then you don't need to worry so much about it. But if you are a small business owner and you're basically doing everything yourself, yeah, you're providing the product, the service, you're doing the admin, you are doing the marketing, you're doing the sales, it's just you and maybe 2-3 other people, then you need hurting officer all the way up there as well. it's all about influencing in marketing in period 9. I mean, obviously that's what it was all about as well previously, but in period 9, as we are heading into period 9 and fully entering it in 2024, this becomes key. You need to have the ability to speak in front of a lot of people. You need to basically become an entertainer. You need to become an influencer and be able to gain a fan base. And then lastly, what we also want to see is the eating God. Now here also we see the eating God on second place. Eating God is important for business owners because it helps you come up with a long-term plan or a long-term kind of strategy. It helps you to have like a clear goal and work towards it. You're quite calm, you're very strategic, and so that makes you a very tactical and strategic planner. And with the eating God energy in your chart, you actually like solving problems. Yeah, so when a problem comes your way, you're not going to freak out or just get paralyzed like a deer in the headlight. Eating God energy helps you to think outside the box, and they really thrive on challenges. They are creative when it comes to problem solving. And, if you think about it, uh, every product or service actually does solve a problem. And so with the eating God energy, you are really, really well equipped to solve even the most complicated problems, either for your clients or for yourself, right? So this is quite important. And the eating God energy kind of chases problems rather than running away from them. So they hate to get bored, and so they constantly want to be challenged. So in this particular case here, you see you have 3 of the good ones or of the energies that we want: hurting officer, eating God, and indirect wealth. So that's definitely very good. If you want to become a business owner, you do want to see at least 2 to 3 of these energies up there. So the first one was indirect resource, then indirect wealth, hurting officer, and eating God. So out of those 4, you want to see at least 2 or 3 in the top 4 of your 10 profile strength chart. Then you have what it takes to be a business owner. Now, if you don't have any of these, then it may be wiser to partner up with someone who has all of these, or at least most of them up in their profiles. And then you can, mitigate the risk a little bit. You can draw on these people's strength. If you have these energies in your chart, but they're just at a lower level, yeah, so not at a high percentage, they're not all the way up there in the first 4 profiles, you can use them. You need to cultivate them a little bit. Yeah, so it may be a little bit harder for you to actually be a business owner, and you may struggle every now and then and find it quite overwhelming. But as long as you have them, it's okay. I would say this particular profile that we're looking at right now is ideal. Yeah, they have 3 out of the 4 that we want to see, and so they're quite well equipped. Now, here's one little caveat. If you have the top one, let's say you have, like this case here, maybe you have hurting officer, but it's not at 88%, it's at 100%. This actually means that while you have the talents that I just described for the hurting officer, you don't like to use them. And so you need to force yourself to actually use those energies and to use those skill sets and to use those talents. You don't like it, but you have to, especially if you want to become a business owner, and then this actually becomes vital. So if you have indirect resource, hurting officer, eating God, or indirect wealth, any one of them at 100%, you have the talents, but you either don't see it, or you know you have the talents, but you just don't want to use them. And so then you need to ask yourself, do you want to be a business owner or not? If the answer is yes, well, then Bazi doesn't care about your feelings or how you feel about a particular action. You just need to go ahead and do it anyway. If you have all 4 of the 10 gods that I just mentioned, hurting officer, eating God, indirect wealth, and indirect resource, if they are all in the top 4, then you are then you're a rebel. Yeah, if you work in a company, your talents are completely wasted. Yeah, you need to be a business owner. You will go crazy otherwise, because you are more capable than anybody else. So when you see this, when you see all four in the top four, go out and start your own gig. Yeah, you will be successful, don't worry. All right, so this is very briefly how you can evaluate for yourself whether or not you have what it takes to be a business owner or to become a business owner. Of course, you can always partner up with someone and you can complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. That also works. All right. I hope this helped you guys. And as always, put your comments or questions in the comment section below, or contact me directly if you want to have a more personal Bazi reading for career and wealth. Of course, I'm always available. My email address is in the description box to this video. And I would really love it if you just smash that like button. If you share this video with the people you think would want to be a business owner and find out a little bit more. And please subscribe to my channel. See you soon.